of music.
The Toyota Landcruiser is back in the US. The retro-tinged off-roader packs a turbocharged and hybridized 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine with 326 horsepower, plus 8.7 inches of ground clearance, and up to a 31-degree approach angle. Toyota says the new Landcruiser will cost somewhere in the mid-$50,000 range when it goes on sale early next year. The 2024 Toyota Landcruiser marks the return of a familiar nameplate to the United States, but unlike its 200 series predecessor, the new Landcruiser is a mid-size SUV with 2 rows of seats, giving it more in common with the overseas Landcruiser Prado than the full-size 300 series sold in other markets since 2021. For 2024, the US market Toyota Landcruiser, codenamed 250 series, receives a turbocharged 2.4-liter inline-4 hybrid powertrain with an electric motor, mounted between the gas engine and 8-speed automatic transmission. The setup makes a total of 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. That car was an 8-seat, full-size SUV with larger proportions, with full-time 4-wheel drive and a selectable low-range coming standard. The new Landcruiser isn't a direct replacement for the 2021 model, which was the last Landcruiser sold in the US. The 2024 model, however, has seating for 5, and it's 4.2 inches narrower and 1.1 inches shorter from bumper to bumper. It offers 8.7 inches of ground clearance from a front double wishbone end, rear solid axle multi-link suspension with coil springs all round. The A-pillar is pushed rearward to give the Landcruiser an upright stance, with good visibility coming via the thin roof pillars and large side window glass. Landcruiser trim levels. The base model trim is called the Landcruiser 1958 and will start somewhere in the mid-$50,000 range, according to Toyota. It gets round headlights and an unpainted plastic front fascia, as well as a cloth-upholstered interior with heated front seats. An 8.0-inch center touchscreen displays Toyota's latest infotainment suite, including over-the-air updates, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and available for LTE Wi-Fi. The company's crawl-control low-speed cruise technology comes standard, as does hill descent control, upon the base model with multi-terrain select throttle and stability management, a disconnecting front sway bar, and a surround view camera that works while off-road to give the driver a view of the trail. A 12.3-inch infotainment display is standard, as is Softex Fox leather upholstery with heated and ventilated front seats. Larger tires are likewise standard on the Landcruiser. The flagship Landcruiser First Edition will be limited to 5,000 units. Receiving round headlights and a painted front fascia, it blends the styling elements of its two kid siblings, but with a genuine leather interior with First Edition styling elements, as well as heated and ventilated front seats. Rocker guards and a roof rack are also standard for off-road protection and versatility. When in Halmik, Toyota has confirmed that the 2024 Landcruiser 250 series will begin production at its Tahara and Hino factories in Japan at the beginning of 2024. US deliveries will begin with the First Edition in the spring of 2024. Pricing for the base Landcruiser 1958 model will start in the mid-$50,000 range, but specifics for all of the trim levels will be announced closer to the start of production. Toyota Landcruiser history. The Toyota Landcruiser first hit the US market for the 1958 model year, at which time it was a rough-and-tumble off-roader with a removable roof and doors. Known by its codename FJ-5, it was refined 2 years later into the legendary FJ-40, which retained its predecessor's rugged persona, but added a more powerful 3.9-liter inline-6 and a low-range transfer case. Toyota added a station wagon variant in 1967 known as the FJ-55, a vehicle with most of the off-road hardware as its FJ-40 sibling but with a fixed roof, 4 doors, and longer wheelbase for more comfort and space for families. A 4.2-liter inline-6 was added in 1975. The SUV was further refined with the 1980 Landcruiser 60 series. The 4.2-liter engine remained, but the FJ60 was wider and rode on a longer wheelbase for more passenger room. A fuel-injected 4.0-liter inline-6 replaced the carbureted 4.2 in 1988. Identified by its four-square headlights, this FJ60 variant was sold for 2 years when it was replaced by the coil-sprung FJ80 for 1991. The 80 series still retained solid front and rear axles, as well as optional front, center, and rear locking differentials. In 1994, the 4.0-liter went away in favor of an advanced 24-valve 4.5-liter inline-six, and the model designation was revised to FCJ80. Then, in 1998, the Land Cruiser became far more comfortable and usable thanks to a 4.7-liter V8 and independent front suspension. The 100 series, as it is known, is legendary for its blend of ruggedness and smooth on-road ride, as well as a spacious interior. Like the 80 series, a third-row seat was standard in the US. Finally, the 200 series replaced the 100 series in 2007 with a larger 5.7-liter V8. The 200 series was revised twice in 2013 and 2018 before it was cancelled at the end of the 2021 model year. Other markets received the larger 300 series Land Cruiser at that time, but the US was left out of the fun. Until now.